Okay, so during this procedure, we're going to be showing how to just place a simple filling. And we have kind of the picture in a picture showing kind of what's going on intraorally, so you kind of get an idea. I know my hand is mostly in the way for most of this, but it's just doing a filling on the lower number 18 molar. And the point of this video is to just kind of show how working with an assistant or how an assistant is supposed to work with the doctor. If you'll notice right here, we're actually taking out the old amalgam filling. There's water coming out of the handpiece. And the assistant, if you notice, she's got her suction just right there in one spot, not jumping around from place to place out of the line of sight of the doctor, but it just still maintaining, picking up most of the water and debris coming off of that tooth and the silver filling. She goes in with the saliva ejector from time to time just to kind of make sure things aren't building up too much in the back, while I'm just kind of moving along, doing my dentist thing, removing like I said, the old amalgam that's there. So I want you to notice during this video is how we just kind of work together with the patient. When I'm out of the mouth, it gives her a good opportunity to hop in and get some suction, and then just kind of how we hand instruments back and forth. So during the prep phase, there's just really not a whole lot going on. If you'll notice, she has both suctions in her hand. So working on the lower, so I'm not working with a mirror. I'm not needing to see what's going on. If it was an upper tooth, then I'd need the assistant to blow the mirror off all the water that accumulates on it. But since I'm not using a mirror for that purpose, I'm just using my mirror to hold the cheek out of the way. She doesn't need an air water syringe. All she needs is both suctions. You'll notice that the big suction, the white one, it's stiff, and it will be used to kind of help hold the cheek out of the way, giving me better access into the oral cavity. And so as we progress through, if you notice, she's also standing. She's not sitting. I know a lot of assistants, they think that they should be sitting during a procedure, but we have found that we work more efficiently and for patient comfort if they stand during the appointment. And this appointment, you'll see, is just only 10 minutes long to do this. As you can see at this point, we have now got everything cleaned out. Now we're going to go in and start the actual bonding step. She's handing me now the blue etch material. And notice how she is standing there with her hand ready to retrieve the blue etch material for me when I'm done, just quickly, just like that. I'm able to actually turn to the side and not even look to see where her hands are. Also notice at this point the blue etch is sitting, and she is now dispensing our disinfectant. That's also a desensitizer, but she's also dispensing the bonding agent at this point. She didn't get that out ahead of time. She's doing it now because we want that material fresh. I'm not going to be going in and blowing or rinsing off that blue, and she just suctioned all that blue etch material out of there. And since everything is now wet, we're going to take out all these cotton products. And from this point going forward, we need the tooth to be dry as we start applying the rest of the filling material. And so we notice we put in the triangle, we put in the cotton rolls, and whenever she hands me a cotton roll, she's just kind of cradling the cotton rolls in her hand so I can easily just grab them and go. I'm making sure the tooth is dry, and now she has just handed me that green brush. And again, that handoff was just really nice and smooth. She has the brush bent in such a way that I can go right into the tooth. I'm now going to dry off that desensitizer. And she's ready to go with the next one. And there I go in with the purple brush, which we know in our office, that means the primer, purple for primer. And I'm putting that on the tooth. And see, she's just ready to retrieve that brush. I'm going to thin it out. I'm going to dry it, evaporate the solvent. At this point, I need to put the curing light on there. Notice that handoff. She's holding that curing light in a position where I'm not going to, or she's not holding it in the spot I'm going to be holding. She's handing me now the composite. And you can just kind of, if you want to go back and rewatch in slow-mo how the handoff goes, it's just that smooth. Whether it be a curing light, the composite, or an instrument, it's just that easy. Now take a look at her curing light getting ready to go. And I have just the smallest amount of movement. It's going to be mostly my wrist, a little bit of my elbow, and hardly any of my shoulder is going to move during these handoffs. Again, just ready to go in to put the next layer of composite in place. And I pack the instrument. We kind of have our sequence. It's composite, and pack the instrument. After the instrument, then we cure it. So it's got, the filling takes shape. And it's just very quick, easy, efficient. It's not rushed. It's just very smooth. And so here we are. I'm just kind of putting the last little touches on this composite, dropping that off, and trimming a little bit more. And look at the handoff coming up here in just a second. with the curing light. Oh, she realizes I need a little bit more composite. She was able to quickly, on the fly, just get me some more composite. Hand me the instrument. It's going to be one of two instruments. It's going to be a plugger or a flat instrument. I get it in place, and there goes the curing light. It's just that simple. She's just queued up, ready to go. Knowing the right sequence of what the steps are helps, and then the actual technique of retrieving instruments and sending instruments to me. That's the key to make this work so smoothly. Filling is now in place. We're taking out all of the cotton rolls. We're going to leave the triangle in place. And then we're going to start adjusting now the occlusion. So we give it a good rinse. And at this point, we're going to be going back to the handpiece. Water will be coming out of this handpiece. And we're just going to be kind of cleaning this off to just kind of get the basic kind of a gross reduction of the excess composite that's there. And she's again just standing there ready with the suction, which you could go either high speed, low speed, either way. And then after we finally get, or I get the initial cleaning up done, for us, we're going to be using contact paper, articulating paper that we need dry surfaces. So after you're going to see here in just a moment, see that there's water coming out of the high speed. She's suctioning that up. After this, we're going to take out that triangle it's on the cheek because it's probably going to be soaked by the time I'm done with this stage, and put in a fresh dry one. We'll put in a cotton roll, and then she'll hand the red articulating paper to me here in just a second. So actually, I'm sorry, we skipped over one part of this video. I had to go touch something up real quick, and then we'll move on to the actual adjusting. Also notice, look at her tray. See, there's not just a pile of instruments all over the place. Everything's kind of laid out, easy to get to. And that makes things so much easier and stress-free, and just makes the procedure just go so much smoother when things are just neatly organized in a way that everyone knows right where everything should be. Nothing is laying on top of anything else. Again, look at how she's holding the cotton rolls, just ready for me to pick up and go. Oh, I didn't need any, so she just took the instrument back. Drying things off, and she's going to hand me this red marking paper. Now, this red marking paper gets over everything, so we want that totally not touching anything. Have it out of the way so we can just use it for the patient's teeth. We don't want it getting on instruments or anything else because it's real difficult to get that material off. And again, I'm going in dry at this point, and she's just ready to go back and forth with me with this red articulating paper because we're going to just dial in the bite and make it just right. And so that's just kind of the handoff procedure. And then I just put the final touches on with a different burr. And that pretty much is going to wrap it up here in just a moment. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can just watch the rest of this video play out if you wish, but really as far as commenting on how to assist during a filling, this is about it, really. So feel free to watch this video again. I think there's a lot of helpful little hints. As you start assisting, you'll notice some little quirks and little things that you may not catch until you're actually assisting their chairside. And having a reference video like this, I think will really help in just kind of fine-tuning your technique. All right, great, thanks.